If all you had to do was drop it, then it wouldn't have been a problem at all. If all I had to do was drop it, you're right, I could have done that. However, there is no way that I could score a direct hit on the Ringmaster's head.
Present monkey.
Wait, hold on. All you had to do is know that the light was outside.
So that kind of makes your theory a bit pointless, doesn't it, Mr. Wright?
All you had to do is know that the lights were outside and see that the shadow was outside his window.
Acro is strong enough to lift up the bust. That main problem is how he could have aimed for the Ringmaster's head. I wonder if he used some kind of tool to aim for the Ringmaster.
I'm not sure that's how he's from the 3rd floor, right?
Yeah.
And the murder body is on the...
The shadow's pointed up.
First.
But as a joke.
Yeah. On ground level, yeah. That's the ticket, Nick. Now show them what you've got.
The Ringmaster was obviously a ghost.
I have to be careful. I have to find something that fits perfectly with the case.
The Ringmaster never existed. This is all fabrication. It's all in your head, Luigi.
I don't remember finding...
But Mario!
Us finding any sort of tool.
It's a football!
You didn't make it. I chiseled it. But maybe we overlooked something. Alright,
Objection!
There's no way I could have... No. Makes it possible for me to have known the location of the Ringmaster's head. Okay, but hear me out. Box.
Objection!
Acro, you didn't really need to lean out of the window, did you? What are you driving at, Mr. Wright? You already knew ahead of time where the Ringmaster's head was going to be. Quite precisely, I may add.
Objection!
You silly hedging at things is pointless, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Enough stalling! How about you show us some evidence?
But I did such a good job hinting. Yes. Hurry up and explain things, Mr. Wright.
I want to go on my tapioca break.
Maybe you should take a look at this.
You know, Jim...
Here it is.
Jim being Von Karma just reminded me of something. Also, the here it is. But, it just reminded me. Do you know who the voice actor for the maid of Sonic X was? It was Mike Pollock.
Oh.
Do you know who that is?
Wait.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah.
It's the current voice actor and the voice actor for, him in Sonic X. It was... the voice actor for Eggman's.
Huh.
I can see it, actually.
Oh, yeah. That makes... Wait a minute.
He voiced a lot of stuff, like the narrator in 4Kids.
So wait a minute. So, like, he did the same voice for Sonic and Eggman, right?
He got paid a lot.
He did Eggman only. I mean, Eggman and the maid, not Sonic.
Oh, okay.
Eggman has
Never
had
I never mind.
Eggman had as much screen time as Sonic, though, and then he actually had episodes only involving him.
Yeah, I think that voice actor might have been Ryan Drummond. Don't quote me on that. There's Jason Griffith and Ryan Drummond, and then Roger Craig Smith. Who Roger Craig Smith's the current one, but I think it was Ryan Drummond at the time.
Right.
I could be wrong.
The key point here is the wooden box. The same wooden box that the victim was found hunched over. The same. The question is, who placed the wooden box there?
It was me!
Who?
When Ben and company saw the Ringmaster, they didn't see him holding the box. Which means that this wooden box was already placed at the scene of the crime. Placed at the scene crime?
That is a bad English, sir!
I have to admit that your theory makes a lot of sense. The moment that the bus came falling down was exactly the same moment that the Ringmaster lifted this wooden box. Which means that the answer to all these questions is now crystal clear.
You mean...
If the bust were to fall upon the point marked out by the wooden box, there would have been no way that it could miss the head of the victim.
I mean, there could be. He'd just dodge out of the way really fast.
The guy was like, what, in his 60s?
Yeah, pretty old.
Hey man, you know who else is in their 60s?
Order. This is
If you say our
unbelievable.
president, I'm gonna kill you.
Dante from the Devil May Cry series. He's not actually.
He's a demon!
Finally, some of these loose ends are starting to tie themselves up.
The correct answer was Virgil, Neff.
Virgil.
Now I just gotta keep going, and there's only one way to go from here forward.
Do I need to get the picture of Virgil crumping?
No.
So the next question I have is, who placed the wooden box at the scene?
It was me all along.
It was Mr. Dingling, of course. He connected it to a rope. What? He connected it to a rope, and then all he had to do was lower it.
I don't know where
down.
you got that information, but okay.
There was no rope there. Okay.
Of course, because
Oh!
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, allow me to knock some sense into you, Phoenix. Ow! Ow!
So Ringmaster's head could have been anywhere. The Ringmaster's head could have been anywhere. Then he lifted the box.
no, he lifted.
That's
with
why the
back.
box was so specially made.
It's specially made.
Indeed, it had the most peculiar feature. The weight of the box. Said to weigh like 20.
to lean.
Yeah.
Pick it up.
The box was has a remarkable weight.
Now, see, if he lifted with his legs, he'd be alive today.
That is true. That is a classic thing that everyone tells you.
According to the court record, it weighs 20 pounds.
That's not that hard.
Just to
Again,
lift,
he is in his 60s, so.
just to lift up this wooden box would have required. Oh, I see. One would have to squat down, then lift it up with their body, wouldn't you say?
I mean, the only thing is the bust seems to be pretty big, so I guess it would have fallen if it fell like it would slap him in the face anyway. So it doesn't really matter.
I'm surprised his head didn't just explode.
We'll see. It was made out of foam latex. He's not actually dead.
No, the correct answer is he's allergic to latex.
Oh!
He died of an allergy. Not blood trauma, just an allergy attack.
No one has to know.
That's exactly what I was trying to point out. The box is also very large. The box also has carrying handles on either side, doesn't it? That is correct. To lift up the box, you'd have to squat down. Which means that no matter who you are, your head would be in approximately the same place.
That is true.
Fool!
Jesus.
I want his next line to be, "I'm going to jail."
Does she even bother to listen to me anymore? Isn't that a typo? Isn't it supposed to be he?
It is a bad
I think
English.
she's still talking about Von Conrad. She said "fool."
I've heard what you've had to say.
And
I must admit, I'm shocked at your imaginative skills. You? Did you drop it? Did you drop the bus onto the ringmaster? What are you talking about? Even if I had wanted to do such a thing, I couldn't. What? Mr. Wright, do you recall the original location of this bust?
I remember.
Yeah, it was in the cafeteria. Of course I remember, it was on top of the table in the cafeteria. Then what happened to it? I'd like you to remember one important fact, Mr. Wright. I could not possibly leave the lodging house by myself.
the monkey.
Ah, that means
Finally, we can finally present the freaking monkey.
you understand what I mean,
Present.
don't you?
The monkey. Present the monkey. Everyone is saying present the monkey right now.
Yeah, I may very well have been able to drop the bus from my room. However, how would I have gotten the bus from the cafeteria to my room?
Present the monkey.
Even the crowd is like saying present monkey.
Like, legit. If it's not present monkey, I'm going to delete this game
Yeah.
from existence.
You
Yeah.
see, Mr. Phoenix Fight, explains that.
The monkey.
Don't forget, you said there was no accomplice.
There was okay.
There was.
So
He was a
a
monkey.
ah.
Monkey isn't an accomplice. He's just a pet.
He's just a misjudged little boy.
Yeah.
Tell us exactly how the witness would have carried the bus from the cafeteria.
Do what you want.
Monkey.
Yeah.
Monkey.
We definitely have a problem here.
Monkey. Monkey. Monkey.
I mean, there's technically like another way he could have done it, but they're not explaining it right now.
Oh, he used the rope he pulled up the box with, obviously.
No. But I will say this: he could have used his wheelchair. But this is no place to get perplexed.
Reminds me of Dead Rising. Using the wheelchair when you're fighting zombies.
Oh.
One of them will sit in.
I mean, you can also use a shopping cart in that game.
I've got to get my wits in about me. I got to get my wits about me and prove how things happen once and for all.
Monkey.
All right, Mr. Wright, let's hear your explanation. How did the witness get the bus from the cafeteria back to his room? He didn't.
Monkey
With the lion.
Forrest, go.
A monkey? Everyone knows Money. He loves shiny objects from any size. For instance, he stole the ventriloquist's ring.
So, are you saying the witness had a monkey to steal the bust?
He just said the monkey could lift it.
Of course, he didn't order the monkey to steal it. The monkey stole it on his own and then brought it back home.
Trainer Red.
Home. Money lives in Acro's apartment. Or room, Jesus. Acro!
Yeah.
But the bust was bronze, wasn't it? Bronze isn't all that shiny.
Objection!
Maybe you should put the whip down sometimes and read the court record. Those are some very shiny cards he's holding. Yes, and they are made of platinum, which is very shiny.
Damn.
Acro? Money is a strong monkey, right? It'd be easy for him to bring the bus back to your room. Doesn't he have to also climb a flight of stairs just to get there?
But he obviously brought the tuba up there.
I know. Yeah.
He stole Tuba Man's Tuba.
I still find it ridiculous, but that's what they're going with in this game.
Also, wasn't there a bike up there?
There was a bike up there.
Yeah, but I don't know if it was really him, but maybe.
But like, okay.
Oh, maybe
first of all,
maybe he learned to ride the bike. Yeah. If he wasn't able to handle that himself, I'd be on the market for a new roommate. Order! I said order! Miss Von Karma! Where is the bust in question at this moment?
I don't know. We're searching for it as we speak.
This is a strange turn of events. If that monkey did not steal the bust, then what happened to this case? Or then what happens to this case? Well, in that event, something else must have been used as the murder weapon.
the tuba.
Well, or maybe this bust was the murder weapon, but it was used by accident. That's possible. Maybe Acro saw Money's mountain of stolen goods and thought to use one of them. Anyways, I think we've more than proven one critical fact. Namely, that it was entirely possible that Acro was the murderer.
Moron!
Mr. Wright's argument was so circular, I'm still a bit dizzy. However, his argument does hold water. There's no denying that. Oh!
Don't seem so bamboozled, especially by this fraud of an attorney.
You've been bamboozled, nerd. No. Fraud?
You've forgotten the absolute most important thing, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
And what is that?
He ain't got no legs, Lieutenant Dan.
You should know. You forgot that your fraud of a magical client was spotted at the scene of the crime.
Ah!
Wait a minute.
There is no reason to doubt the clown's testimony.
That's true. How do you respond to that, Mr. Wright?
The mannequin was wearing the cape. The mannequin. The bust was wearing the cape, and he pulled it back up using the rope.
Nick, don't let her beat you now. Don't let her beat you now.
That's why the hat was still there.
I won't. This is my chance to turn this trial around.
So he dressed it up, it fell down, it hit the guy in the head, and then it just like, it swung back a little bit, then he pulled it back up.
Yes.
I mean, wouldn't that mean that the cape itself would have blood on it? Or did have blood on it, didn't it? I thought it did.
I don't.
Didn't the cape have blood on it?
Are they gonna show the cape?
We don't even have the cape.
Where's the cape? I mean, if someone said the cape was there, I would look for it for evidence that there was blood on it or not.
Forget, I've forgotten this case. Like, what even happened?
I'm pretty sure if it's not that, I'm gonna also delete Yoshi P as a joke. Why Yoshi P specifically? Because he did the thing with the new update where he didn't put my favorite Tuhu in the game.
When the murder occurred, there were 2 people at the scene of the crime. One was the victim, Russell Berry, and the other was the murderer himself. Also this, and only this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. The clown who... What?
Sorry.
The clown who saw the murderer. Who was it then? Zen.
It's gotta be this. He saw Max's butt.
I asked who was the other person Mo saw on the scene. That evidence has nothing to do with the question.
En contraire, mon frère. It does indeed have something to do with the question. Mo said that he saw Max's silhouette. But he did not actually see the man himself. It wasn't a human being he saw.
Holy shit.
How is this possible? It's simple, really. What Mo actually saw that night was Max's bust.
What are you talking about? Have you tried using your brain at all in this case?
Yes, and that's how we got here.
The silhouette you saw just happened to be wearing a cloak.
There's no reason why you couldn't attach a cloak to the bust.
MC Chakamoto over there.
Or a cloak like that could easily get snagged on the bust if they came into contact.
Idiot! Who in their right mind would put a cloak on a bust?
It doesn't matter who put it on the bust. Just wait a moment now, Mr. Wright.
Minute.
Who put the cloak on the bust? That question is of the utmost importance to this case.
The
don't you
monkey!
agree?
I don't fucking know.
Oh, he caught me. So let's have it, Mr. Wright. Who put the cloak on the bust?
The monkey.
Profiles.
That would...
Nope.
Fool! Him?
I would have said the monkey.
You are saying it was the victim himself, Russell Berry? Just listen, or I mean, just hear me out for a minute. That's what I'm saying.
What?
I mean, the victim himself placed the cloak on the bust.
Wait a minute, didn't he do that
Place
really
the
early?
cloak. Place the cloak. Isn't it really the right way of
No, he
putting
didn't
it?
do that.
Then what would be the right way of putting it, Mr. Wright?
He got snagged on the bust.
Explain yourself!
Nick, do you really have a
Didn't
handle
he
of all
wear
this?
his cloak outside?
Yep,
Yeah.
that's what the ventriloquist.
And then it went...
Yeah, and then dragged it out.
I'm fine, Maya. I'm finally putting all the pieces together. There's really only one picture I can paint. Anyways,
It's
Okay.
a house.
there's really only one picture I can paint. Anyways.
Because it's like this, so then it would... Since it went down, it would catch up, pull it, and then pop it off.
Yeah. Alright, so you want to know what really happened that night? Let's step back in time. Yee. Akuro used a rope to lower the wooden box onto the scene. Then he attached that rope to the bust. Still, okay. And dangled the bust outside his bedroom window, directly above the wooden box. At the same time, the ringmaster told Max to wait in his room and went to the scene. Of course, at the time, the ringmaster was wearing Max's costume. Perhaps he didn't want anyone to recognize him that night. But just as he feared, he was spotted at the entrance of the lodging house by none other than a ventriloquist and his puppet, Ben and Trillo. When the ringmaster arrived in the scene, he bent over to lift the wooden box. And that's when Akuro took his chance and released the rope.
I think Actro was then trying to kill Max. That was the whole thing about it.
Now this is when the real magic Or this is when the magic happens. At the very instant the bust hit the victim.
I don't think cartoon stuff would.
Ooh, that's not how that works, but okay.
Yeah.
I love how it's like the collar was this way and now it's this way. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's this way and now it's this way. Like
They flipped it completely around.
no.
It worked. It's really fun. Yeah.
You just wait. You wait just a second there, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
This whole situation's
As much
a
as you
fucking
try,
cartoon.
as much as you scheme, this isn't true. It can't be.
It's still a little early to be getting so upset, Miss Von Karma. This circus isn't over yet.
It is right now.
His head would have been exploded.
With the cloak and with the shock of impact, it threw up the cloak and it got snagged onto the bust. That's when the sound was heard by a witness, and he took a look outside of his window. That witness was, of course, Lawrence Moe Curls, the clown. When Moe looked out his window, the cloak had already snagged onto the bust. Now, having completed this crime, Acro naturally went about pulling up the murder weapon. Of course, he had no idea that Moe saw the bust being raised with the cloak dangling on it. Primarily because in his wheelchair he couldn't see out of his window, so he just kept pulling the bust up.